Hi Shironeko Project gamers, Jujutsu Kaisen fans, and Bleach Brave Souls gamers. Add me on Discord, J_gaming number sign 4688, and let's help each other progress in these games. Thank you. For this video, I will be explaining Gojo Satoru's skills, review his gameplay, and strategies I do when using him to not die easily. Above his name is a title which says the strongest Jujutsu sorcerer of our time. And for his short description, it says, the strongest Jujutsu sorcerer in the modern magic world, who is recognized by himself and others. He is also a teacher of Tokyo Metropolitan Cursed Technical College. I love how they emphasize strongest Jujutsu sorcerer, which is actually true. So, as we have seen in the anime or read in the manga. Next, let's go to his illustration or art exclusively made for Shironeko Project. It's pretty nice and detailed, and his awakening photo is pretty cool as well. So his awakening photo shows his pose for whenever he's executing Hollow Purple, which is actually one of his skills or special moves in this game. You can unlock this Hollow Purple pose picture by finishing his memory or friendship story event. Now for his stats and skills. Gojo is a skill type non-attribute character. I'm not sure, but I guess being a skill type character could mean he has higher SP. Gojo has higher SP than others. And here are his base stats as a level 110 character. High HP, high SP, he has high attack and defense. His critical is just average, and he has a cost of 15 whenever you put him on your team. My Gojo is not that strong yet, but he can clear average to hard difficulty quests. So this red one, this is Gojo's party skill. It's called attribute damage reduction. So whenever he's part of your team, everyone on your team will receive less damage from attribute type characters. So this fuchsia colored icon is Gojo's leader skill. Its name is Let's Be a Little Rough. So whenever he's the leader, there will be an increased damage dealt by non-attribute characters. So this will only affect non-attribute characters that are part of your team. So take note of that. All of these green tabs or icons denotes Gojo's primary skills or special moves. So first, his Hollow Purple, which consumes 40 SP. Second is called I'll Forgive You at this level, which consumes 60 SP. And third, his Domain Expansion Unlimited Void consumes no SP. For Gojo's first action skill or special move, it's called Hollow Purple. It consumes 40 SP. So it damages the enemy. And for 60 seconds, his HP will automatically recover. His normal attack damage will get an additional 350%. And status down invalid, which means whenever he's attacked, he won't go down or fall. And this will activate his sort of passive skill, which is called the automatic counter attack for 60 seconds. This automatic counter attack damages enemies and gives a counter attack. So whenever he's attacked, I'm not sure if it won't cause damage, but usually it doesn't, and Gojo will automatically attack his opponents. And it will consume 30 SP every time you get hit. But if your SP is less than 30, it will automatically deactivate. His second action skill is called I'll Forgive You at this level. This is the orb-shaped attack of Gojo, and it consumes 60 SP. You will recover HP, and while it's activated, you will attract enemies and it will deal damage. So if Infinity, the black orb shape that appears besides Gojo, is active by swiping or dodging, doing the dodging move, it will consume Infinity and you will activate his third action skill, the Unlimited Void. And it will also activate his sort of passive skill, the Automatic Counterattack. So this automatic counterattack is the same as when you activate his first action skill, Hollow Purple. It will consume 30 SP every time you get hit, and you will automatically counterattack and cause damage to the enemy. And if your SP is below or less than 30, it will be deactivated. So Gojo's third primary action skill is his Domain Expansion Unlimited Void, which can only be activated if you activate his second skill, which is the orb-shaped attack. So for 30 seconds, you will generate an infinite space or his domain expansion in this space or area. Whenever you're in it, you will have unlimited magic, so you can activate all of his special skills and not consume any SP, or even though your SP is below the required number, you can still activate that special skill or do an automatic counter attack. So all enemies that goes inside this space, this infinite space, will slow down. Their thinking speed and action speed will slow down, and your teammate will have an increase in critical damage, and they will reduce their SP consumption. So this domain expansion or infinite space will disappear when you leave its range. So another of Gojo's sort of passive skills is that at the start of his quest, his burst gauge is at 100%. And the prerequisite to activating his Unlimited Void is to have first the Infinity, the black orb shape that appears beside Gojo. So it will appear if written here it says when burst heal is activated. I'm not sure of what that means. If it means the burst gauge must reach 100% first before it will appear. But what I'm sure is that for every 30 attack hits, it will surely appear. I'll show you guys later of how to make your Infinity appear so that you can do your domain expansion. These blue tabs or icons denote his auto skills or passive skills. So first, his attack and critical gets an additional 450%, and invalid status ailment. So, but I'm not sure of that translation, but it means he won't get poisoned or get other status ailment. Second, his movement speed and attack speed gets an additional 50%, defense an additional 200%, and the required number of attacks minus 50%. Third, the more HP you have left, the stronger your action skills and attacks. Skill damage up to 1500%. So it means the higher your HP is, the higher damage you will make to your enemies. Next is Gojo's exclusive weapon named True 5 Article. It gives Gojo his third action skill named Not a Souvenir. It gives him an auxiliary effect or an added status ailment or effect to his attacks. So this action skill will add 60 seconds of darkness to all of Gojo's attacks, normal attack, and special attack or action skills. So what it does, it blinds enemies temporarily. You'll know if they're blind because they'll turn black after getting enough hits. And this weapon also gives Gojo an additional auto skill or passive skills. Non-attribute characters' attack speed or action skill will have an additional 50% enhancement. So this weapon is only good for non-attribute characters like Gojo. His attack and critical gets an additional 50% when his HP is 80% or higher. Then Gojo gets an additional life, so he will revive once after he dies and will recover 20% of his HP. Gojo's attack speed is really fast, and at the start of a quest, his burst gauge is already at 100%, so you can activate a shockwave punch. But if you charge it and it's not yet full, he will do a fast continuous kicks. So this is his first skill, Hollow Purple, which will consume 40 SP. It's a laser beam and it will automatically track enemies, so it's good for killing large number of weak enemies. And as you can see, he is automatically recovering HP, a set amount of HP. His second action skill or special move is an orb-shaped attack. This actually looks like a Rasengan from Naruto. And this attack will gather enemies and deal damage to them. And while you're activating this special move, you will recover HP. And this is a prerequisite to his domain expansion. So before you can do his domain expansion, you need to activate this and swipe or do the dodging move. But it can only be activated if you have the black orb or his infinity, which I'll explain later. Now his third action skill that you can do is from your weapon, exclusive weapon, which gives an auxiliary effect or an added status ailment effect to your attacks. And it will blind enemies, so they won't see you unless you go in front of them, or they won't track you for a while. After activating your third action skill, it will give you an auxiliary effect and all of your attacks will cause darkness to your enemies and will blind them. As you can see, when I attack and when the enemies turn black, this enemy was not able to track me or follow me. So that's good if you are surrounded by lots of enemies, I guess. So you won't be bombarded with attacks. But even though the enemy is in darkness, it can still attack you if you go in front of them. But if you go at their side or at their back, they won't be able to follow you or track you. So to make your infinity appear or the black orb appear so that you can do his third primary action skill, the domain expansion, you need to do 30 attack hits before it appears. So as you can see, after I've done a certain number of attack hits to my enemies, usually around 30 attack hits, a black orb appeared beside Gojo. So when you do his second action skill or special attack skill, by swiping or doing the dodging move, you can activate his third primary action skill, his domain expansion, Unlimited Void. So as you can see, the enemy is quite confused and is moving slowly. I guess the circling thing that's appearing in his head means that he's thinking slowly as well. So aside from moving slowly, inside the domain, the enemy will think slower. So you have better chances of dodging and running away. And you already saw his automatic counter-attack skill, which can only be activated if you do his first skill, the Hollow Purple, and his third primary action skill, the Domain Expansion. His automatic counter-attack will automatically counter-attack any move, so it won't cause damage, that's good, but it will consume 30 SP. So it's better if you activate your Domain Expansion and get hit inside the domain, so you won't consume any SP and your HP won't go down, so you have better chances of surviving and at the same time killing your enemy. So let's take Gojo to a real fight. So this is a boss in the Nightmare in their exclusive story quest. So what I usually do, first, I use his third action skill, which gives an auxiliary effect to blind enemies. Then use his first skill, Hollow Purple, so that I can activate his automatic counter-attack move to prevent enemies from doing damage to me. But this will consume SP every time you get hit, so be careful and watch out for your SP gauge. Then do his his second action skill, the orb, Black Orb Rasengan, so to recover HP. And when you have the infinity, activate his domain expansion so that you will get unlimited SP, and not unlimited SP, so that you can do unlimited special moves because you won't consume any SP, and every time you get hit inside this domain, it will do a counter attack and you won't consume SP. So continuously do special moves to heal and at the same time attack your enemies until you finish all of them. And be careful because domain expansion will only run for around 30 to 60 seconds. So after activating one, do some normal attack and get to 30 attack hits or until the orb appears beside Gojo, so that you are ready to activate it again when it disappears, or activate its domain expansion when you think it's about to get undone. And that's it. Thank you for watching, and I hope you learned what Gojo can really do. He is surely the strongest Jujutsu sorcerer for me, and I guess for all of Jujutsu Tech. So please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like this video and add me on Discord. Thank you and see you next time.